What's up, guys? This video is going to be on the teardown and cleaning and maintenance of the ASM G3 protein skimmer. The reason why I'm doing this is I could not find a video anywhere for this protein skimmer on how to take it apart, how to clean it, and just do regular maintenance on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do one, and hopefully this video will help somebody else out. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking it apart right now. What I do when I took it apart, first thing you want to do is you want to take the motor off, the pump, and you simply do that by just pulling it out of this pipe here coming out of the uniseal, and make sure that doesn't fall, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside for right now, and we'll get to the motor in a little bit. So next, say it's dirty, the collection cup is full of shit, so you need to clean that. All you need to do is just grab the, not necessarily the base, but you want to hold the actual body of the protein skimmer firm, and you just want to turn it, the upper cup counterclockwise, and just pull it off. Check your O-ring, make sure it's still a good seal, and then obviously this part's self-explanatory. Take the cap off, go dump it, use warm water, no soap, and just fill the cup up and rinse it out with the inside of your hand like this. And do the same with the top of the lid, because obviously the foam's going to come up here and you're going to get all kinds of shit built up in here and all over. So clean the whole thing. So that's clean, and we'll just hit that aside. Now, I don't know necessarily how important this part is, but this foam, you're going to probably want to rinse this out too, so you don't start building up nitrates in it. So same thing with the collection cup, just run it under warm water, get all the gunk out of it, and maybe replace it every so often. I'm going to probably replace mine once or twice a year maybe, depending on how bad it gets, but definitely you're going to want to replace it sometime. But to make it really last, just rinse it out every once in a while, with your regular maintenance. So this one actually I probably will replace anyways. So say you clean that, this is clean now under warm water. Set that aside, we'll let it dry. And now this is the part I'm not sure you really need to do. I'll probably do it every 6 months or once a year. I'll have to just check it out. But the standpipe. This standpipe controls the water level inside the protein skimmer body. When you push it down, it's not wet right now. When you push this down, the water level inside the canister of the protein skimmer will go down. The more you raise it, the higher the bubbles and the water level will rise, and the higher your foam will be in the collection cup up here. So that's what this is for. All you do to take this off is, I don't want to ruin the seal right now because there's no moisture in this right now. So all you're going to do is you just kind of give it a twist and pull up, and the whole thing comes out. You can use a bottle brush to clean this out over the sink, and then you can get in here with the bottle brush and clean that. Now, well, let me just show you this real quick. Now, I had a hard time at first getting this upper cone part off because I wasn't sure how it came off. I actually thought this whole gray rim came off, but actually just the upper part of the clear part of the cone comes off. Like I said, I couldn't find anything on how to do it. So all you do, same exact thing with the collection cup. You just want to hold firm on the body of the skimmer and give this a counterclockwise turn. It'll click. You just pull it up. Again, check your seals. And then you don't necessarily want to clean this part here because you don't want to have to re-break in the skimmer. So you're just going to want to leave this part alone. But say there's big, heavy, clunky debris, or you got snails or some shit that you don't want in here out. This is how you would take this off, and also if you needed to replace the seal, this is how you would do it. So I'll set this aside. I'll show you the inside of the skimmer here. I'm getting the seal back on. The seal just kind of seeds in here all by itself. You just kind of wrap it around and it sits in itself. So now inside of the skimmer here, this right here where the uniseal is where the water comes in. That turbulates inside here, and down at the very bottom, I'm sure you can't see it, but down at the very bottom, my arm's gonna probably get in the way, down here is like a slit, and that's where the water comes out here. Yeah, all the way down at the bottom, comes out here, and then it starts making its way up the standpipe. So that's where the water exits, all the way down at the bottom. Now if that were to get clogged, just get like a flexible bottle brush or something. I would definitely empty this out, and if you're using a metal bottle brush, and then you would stick that down in there. You would take the standpipe off, and you would pretty much have to just go to town until you got it cleared out. Same thing with the unisil. I'll probably clean this often as well, just to keep the flow into the protein skimmer good. And like I said, all you're going to do is you're just going to take it off the motor. You don't need to take the unisil out. And if you do take the unisil out and you let it dry, you let it get dry, make sure before you try sticking it back in this protein skimmer body that you get it moist. You don't want to crack these things. So that's pretty much how to clean the skimmer body. Now I'll get to the motor now. Let me grab the motor. Now this is going to be the most important part that you want to take care of. As I'm looking online for replacement parts and just overall motor cost, nothing is cheap for this damn thing. This is a Cedra 5000. Now what I do notice after looking online at the new ones, this elbow here, this is not what came with this. I picked this protein skimmer up from a buddy of mine, and obviously he did something different to this because it doesn't quite fit right. What I had to do on the protein skimmer body is actually use a shitload of Teflon tape here to make this all seal together correctly. I used a ton of Teflon tape, but it's all a nice watertight seal. I might have to wait a second because the jets are flying over the house and it's pretty loud. So anyways, regular maintenance of the motor. This is very, very important. Now how I know when an impeller is getting ready to go bad is unplug it, let it sit for a second, or take it out of the water, let it sit for a second, or at least a minute. When you plug it back in, it makes a terrible rattling racket. When you plug it back in at first, the impeller is going bad, it needs to be replaced. Now replacing your impeller before it goes bad will save you the cost of buying an entire pump, power head, altogether, and the cost will be much cheaper just replacing the impeller. Now the impeller for this Cedra 5000 is $40. It's $39.99. And the total cost of a brand new pump is like $99.99 or $98.99, something like that. So I'd rather pay the 40 bucks than having to pay 100 bucks. But so I'll keep up on the regular maintenance here. Now what you do to get to the impeller, what you're gonna do is, I don't know if I can get this on camera, but there's tabs sticking up here and on the back side. Those are pretty much finger holds. All you're gonna do is you're gonna once again turn counterclockwise until it's completely, when it's sitting like this, say it's sitting on the counter, your two finger tabs are completely vertical. Okay, now take some caution here because sometimes the shaft will come out with it, so pull it out slowly and you just pull up on this. There you go. So let me go ahead and set the motor down. So here, this is the Venturi air valve. So pretty much what happens is water enters through here, it gets sucked through here, and at the same time, just by some laws of physics that I don't know, am I getting this on camera? By some laws of physics, by the water flying through here so fast, it sucks air through this tube, and that's what makes your bubbles. That's what gets your air into your impeller to break up and get micro bubbles. All I did to clean this when I got it, this was filthy when I got it. I still got some crud. I got a small, not a bottle brush, like a small pipe brush, like pipe cleaners, but a little bigger than that. I don't know how to explain it. And I just ran that all inside because there's 3 grooves here, and I cleaned where the bushing for the impeller goes. I cleaned it out real good, with, I'm just gonna call it a bottle brush. So, and also there's an O-ring on here. You're gonna want to check that out. Don't let it get too dry. If it does get dry, again, hydrate it before you put it all back together. So that's how you're gonna clean this. And then check the air hose. You can take this off. I'm not gonna take it off because it's a bitch to get back on. But you can take the hose off. Maybe I'll just take it off. No, see, it's a pain in my ass. Okay, so take your hose off, and then every once in a while check the air inlet for this Venturi valve here. If it's dirty, this is where you can use a pipe cleaner. Get down in there. You never know what'll get clogged in there, and you want your protein skimmer to run at its best. So clear that out. Check that out often, because you never know what'll get stuck in there. So that's definitely what I would do as part of a regular routine. So let me go ahead and put this back on. Pain in my ass. Okay, back on. Now to pull the impeller out. I haven't really found out an easy way to pull the impeller out. Everybody's gonna have their own way, I guess, but I tried pulling it out this way, just by the shaft. It doesn't come out. Just the shaft will come out with it. And this is why I say take caution when you take this apart, because there's this little bushing here too, and you don't want to lose that or put it in the wrong spot. That goes right here on the shaft, just like this. And I'll put the whole assembly together here in front of the camera. So basically, you got to fish this thing out. So here we go. Now here's the impeller. It's a needle wheel. Now hold on just a sec, because there's another one of these black bushings that came off at the bottom. Now again, this is why I say take caution in the way you take it apart. See, here it is. It was at the fell at the back here. So okay. Now the way I clean the inside of the impeller housing. Ow. I feel like I got shocked. Of course, now that I said that, make sure before you do anything, make sure it's unplugged. So basically the way I clean this is I use my finger and warm water. God, I think I did get shocked. Basically I used warm water and my finger. I just got, I set it in the bathtub when I was cleaning the entire protein skimmer. And I had this soaking, and I just ran my whole hand in here. I got all the algae buildup and gunk. And I did pretty much the same thing. Stuck my finger back there as far as I could, and I had my bottle brush, and I was going to town with my bottle brush inside here. This is where you really, really want to keep things clean to keep your magnet assembly as healthy as possible for as long as possible. So you really want to make sure you get it, the magnet housing, nice and clean. And then you can take your elbow off and clean that out. Clean this out as well. Clean your elbow out. So, and then if you want to clean the outside of the motor up any, I noticed there are some vents here at the back. Maybe you want to clean those out as well. So there's that part. Now, what I noticed when I did get the, oh, here goes the jets again. Close the door. Maybe that'll quiet it down. Nope, not really. Now the needle wheel. When I got this, in each section of needles here in between the spaces, there was all kinds of shit built up. And what I used to clean this is I actually filled the sink up with hot water and was swishing it in the sink. And then whatever didn't come out with the swishes, I used my X-Acto knife here, and I just kind of picked around the needles to get all the shit out of it. And that's clean. So, and I cleaned the holes out. You want to make sure everything's clean. Now here's the important part with the impeller. You want to clean this shaft very well. And then this is your chance to check for any imperfections in it. Let me open up a blind real quick. That didn't help any. That one did. Okay. So this is your chance to check for any imperfections on the magnet. Now this one, it's got a couple scratches, which I'm sure aren't going to show up right here. But overall, it looks like it's in good health. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this for a little bit longer. I do have another impeller assembly on its way. Like I said, $39.99. I'm just gonna be on top of my preventative maintenance. Okay, so putting the needle wheel back together. These are all the parts to assemble the whole impeller assembly here. You got your needle wheel and magnet, you got your shaft and 2 end cap bushings and this plastic bushing. And if you drop it, keep an eye on where it falls. So, okay, so to put it together, I got shit stuck in it now. Okay, to put it together, here's your shaft. Get your nylon bushing here, and because this is going to be the top. Now, if both caps came off, you can make either or the top. You just need to make sure that this nylon bushing is up against one of the caps. Now, this nylon bushing sits right in here of the impeller, and you just put that back together like that. Now you get this last bushing here, and you put that on the bottom of the impeller and give it a good push. Okay, so that's all back together now. That's exactly how this goes together. And then you just reassemble. Reassembling is easier than disassembly. You just, now, this is what I gotta say. Be careful, Jesus. Be careful when you put this back in here because it's a strong magnet. It's gonna snap in there. Could get your finger smashed. I don't know, whatever. Just figured I'd throw that one out there. Disclaimer. So just let that go in there and make sure that bottom bushing seeds nicely into where it's supposed to be. So now you'll know that it's seated where it needs to be when this bushing here is flush with the housing here. So then for the material thing, this bushing here goes into this hole right in the center, and that's how you line this up. Push it down, give it a firm push, and just twist that clockwise, and it'll lock back up where it needs to be. So there's that. Now, the reassembly of the protein skimmer, exactly the way you took it apart, except opposite directions of twisting. Line up your grooves here, which I seem to have a problem with, and then you turn the top of this clockwise, and that locks it in place. There you go. Then you can get your motor pump assembly, call it what you will, and you can go ahead and put that back up. There you go. Then you can get collection cup, same thing, line up the grooves clockwise. There it is. And then don't forget this thing here. This really helps with noise control coming out of the standpipe. And there you go. And you should have a clean protein skimmer, and hopefully it'll last longer doing preventative maintenance. Like I said, I did this video because I couldn't find anything on this ASM G3, and I figured I would do one for anybody who may be looking for how to take it apart and what parts to clean, what shouldn't be cleaned. Like I said, I wouldn't really clean the inside of the skimmer or this cone because then that'll be pretty much like having to re-break it in. But I would definitely clean the inside of the collection cup. But like I said, the inside of the collection cup here, not the center portion here. Don't really clean that out unless there's really thick gunk that you have to get off and it's affecting performance. So there it is. I've made this long enough, but here it is. This is the ASM G3 protein skimmer with Cedra 5000 pump on it. So I hope this helps you guys, and if I missed anything, please let me know, because I'm always up for learning new things, but this is my take on how I did it. So I will see you guys next time.